The sun, surf, and sand. What the shore is famous for. There is no more desirable place for people to live and work, so millions do. There is another element that adds to life along the coastline. It is the life that lies just offshore and down below. The world's coastlines were densely populated long before there were human beings. For here lie the reefs and seagrass beds in which fish and other marine life flourish. These habitats provide an underwater oasis on an otherwise barren bottom. Without these gardens of the deep, our marine life would perish, and with it, human activities that pump billions of dollars into the world's coastal economies, not to mention those that help feed us. Just as the loss of reefs through pollution or collision is devastating to marine communities, the loss of sandy shores by erosion is devastating to human economies. In defense, coastal communities around the world have turned to Holmberg Technologies, a company founded by natural earth scientist Dick Holmberg. Holmberg began studying the problem of coastal erosion as a young man while working as a commercial diver. Underwater, he observed the effects of currents firsthand. Over time, his understanding grew. He recognized that beach erosion occurs when a current encounters a shoreline with enough energy to lift sand and carry it away. Where harbors and dredged channels exist, the problem is exacerbated, for here gravity is at work. Sand literally falls into the deeper spaces to be carried out to sea with the tide. Furthermore, associated jetties and other structures obstruct the natural flow of sand along the coastline. Little can be done to prevent this phenomenon, as harbors and channels are essential to commerce. But Holmberg found he could diminish it while completely reversing erosion elsewhere along the shore. He devised a system that simply slows down the current. It's called undercurrent stabilization. It can best be likened to speed bumps. Slowed, the current not only hasn't the energy to pick up sand, it also drops the sand it is already carrying. The result? The beach builds up. This is not theory, it is fact. Fact that where Holmberg has installed his system, it has been proven time and again over a period of time of as much as 30 years.
I moved here 27 years ago, and at the time my house was right where you see the stoop there for going out.
Bob Tate spent almost $30,000 to move his home 150 feet back from his eroding bluff overlooking Lake Michigan. It was after that expenditure that he met a neighbor, Dick Holmberg, who introduced Bob to a system to reverse shoreline erosion.
Take a look and see the beach I'd got down there now that I didn't have and never thought I would have again. And my kids and my grandkids are enjoying that, and I'm tickled to death.
Word of Holmberg's system spread rapidly along the coast. Other homeowners, businesses, and communities became the beneficiaries of his technology, and his success soon became the focus of the media.
But storm or no storms, oceanfront or lakefront, the erosion system marches on.
This is just one example of scores of such reports.
New beaches are growing along the Lake Michigan shoreline, and it's all made possible by a system which works with the natural rhythms of the waves rather than against them.
Today, the Holmberg system has been installed in hundreds of coastal communities, and in each, residents and the experts are singing its praises.
I think the primary benefit of the system that Dick Holmberg has devised is that, yes, it does provide the main function of protecting the bluff and the highlands from loss, but they do it in a way that encourages the preservation of the natural beach, which is profoundly different than other shore protection structures.
Not as a schooled engineer, but as a person who observed nature and said, wow, it makes a lot of sense to de-energize a wave instead of trying to reflect it, because we can't overpower nature. We have to learn how to live within nature's energies and to then harness those energies in a way that we can live with them. The first year we were here, I watched my dune grow, probably 2 feet in that first year. And it was really interesting to watch how passively it happened. And so it was really nice to be able to find this technology and be able to share it and not be a hostile part of nature.
it was very obvious to everybody, and my neighbors included, that the systems were extremely beneficial. I like them because they're not something that the kids are going to cut themselves on. We're not talking about wood and slivers and bolts and tires and rocks and garbage that pollute and injure. We're talking about systems that are, in my opinion, far superior to anything else that's out there right now.
One of the most recent installations of the Holmberg system is on the Gulf in Saudi Arabia. The entire beach of a coastal town just above an Aramco oil refinery had been lost to erosion, and the refinery itself was being threatened. Work began in the fall of 1999 and was completed in 3 months. Today, residents have a broad, beautiful beach, and their jobs at the refinery are secure. Holmberg Technologies Undercurrent Stabilization, the 21st century solution to coastal erosion. Where beaches are naturally restored and maintained, benthic communities spring up in the new sand bottom. Fish soon follow. Once again, seabirds soar along the shore. And as tourism and commerce is drawn back to the beach, the economies of coastal communities grow and flourish. Holmberg Technologies, a self-sustaining system for the creation and preservation of the beach.